Well, hello everybody, welcome to Robert's train set. What you can see in front of you is obviously my 08 shunter, and behind it are three wagons of the freight liner type set, my Bachmann set, of which I've got 6. So it's now approaching my curved point, and this set should negotiate these points hopefully with no problem at all, although they are still sometimes a bit temperamental, and they're only doing 7 miles an hour, so really slow. I always had trouble with, if I did these really slow, they would set the fuse off, because the wheels sort of touched both rails at once. So we'll watch this go, and as you can see, it's only on the just the bare limit of what it can pull at this speed. But on this particular set, this 3 set, it wouldn't actually pull them halfway around the bend, it would just completely stall. So I don't quite know why it's still stalling. Maybe the track needs cleaning a bit. But anyway, you can see that went round very well. And just to show that it's not a fluke, I'll bring it round faster, well, flat out at 15 miles an hour. And I've got another 3 that I have done nothing to. They are as original. And to get these to work reasonably, I won't say really well, but reasonably, I've had to go to absolute major surgery, which I will show you on my bench when you've seen the next set. But anyway, we'll do this again, and I will just give my track round there a little clean. Whoops, and a bit quick. I should just slow that down. They still rock a bit, as you can see, and that is because they are probably still under a little bit of tension. But as you can see, they do negotiate it. They don't seem to fuse it, and the little 08 can pull them out. Although it's a very good pull of the 08, as you can see, it's still sticking a little bit. And this, remember, is on a 3rd radius. Now surely any wagon that is made should negotiate the 3rd radius curve, surely. So I've now set up the other 3 wagons, and we'll have a look at those. Okay, so here's the second lot of wagons, 3 wagons. These are connected with 2 outers and an inner, so you can't do an awful lot with them. You just need to run them like this, or just move the inner one and you won't be able to use it. And as you can see, we now are approaching the curve point. Well, as you can see, it's a bit more sticky than the other one. It really does struggle to pull them round. This particular time it didn't do it. So we'll bring it round again and have another go. Right, we're coming back up again now. I shall now slow down. And we'll see how we get on. As usual with Murphy's Law, when you want something to happen, there we are. I finally has proved the point. So this has fused it. When the wheel goes across the joins there and there, it does actually, a bit difficult, does actually arc across the 2 water lanes, which is where it joins together, you know, with the plastic. On my plastic normal Hornby 100 points, that's what it does. So I'll put you back in the what's the name, and what we'll do next is I'll take you over to my workbench. I've got a bigger one this time, and I'll have both sets of wagons upside down, and I'll show you the difference and also what I did. So this is underside, and this is one of our bogies. This is one of the one that I've adapted, and this is the one that I haven't. And when you look at this, it doesn't look an awful lot different. Yes, if you look at this, you can see that this is the unmodified one, and the axle point, the outer edge, is just fractionally over the edge of the container. If you look at this one, it's quite a way over. Now, you don't get that effect on every axle because they all seem to be slightly different, but as you can see, I've gained maybe only a mil, maybe not even that. But what it's allowed to happen is for the bogie to turn a little bit more, so that you haven't got that strain and it doesn't force the wheels over to cause the short out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take both bogies off where you can see them, and I'll show you what I actually did, and it was pretty drastic. Right, so as you can see, we've now got both bogies off, and I don't suspect you'll see this, but the screw that holds them on is absolutely minuscule. The head, luckily I had a very small screwdriver, and you can see the head on that. I also got a watchmaker's type set. I'm sure we've all got those. That's what I needed to undo them. The normal screwdrivers won't touch it. Anyway, so this is as it comes, and hopefully it will focus. You can see that if I use my pointer here, there is a little bit of a notch out. You see this? And it's also one the other side, and the same at this end. If I can get there we are. Okay. And what happens is the bogie comes round, and the actual disc brakes representation come and hit that angle. So it limits how far it will go. So on the modified one, what I've done is, it's a bit of a mess, I agree, but I've actually taken some of this out. That one's not so important. This bit, that side and that side, you need to take it out. And again here, so that it will then go in. And if we go across from that one to that one, you can probably see the difference. So here you have a sort of a gap to that hole, and here it's actually right back to that where that hole was. So it doesn't seem to have affected the coupling, which is this bit, and it just gives you that little bit of extra movement. So I'll now show you how I did it. So this is my kit for modifying. It's actually a battery operated soldering iron, which you might guess I bought from Riddles, and it works reasonably well as long as you get fairly fresh batteries. And you need also the craft knife, and this is a bit of emery cloth that I've curled into a round. And basically you just use the soldering iron when it's hot to literally melt this angle away. If I can get my what's the name in it. So you just use it to melt that away. It's no good trying to cut it, it's too hard. You need to melt it, and then you need to trim it up with the knife, And then finally, when you've got all this bit here is where those disc brakes go. You need to clean that, make that sort of curved, you know, nice and smooth-ish, as you can see that I've done there. Yes, I know it's sorry, that's my strap for my camera. I know it's scored and not particularly smooth, but it doesn't matter, you don't see it, you know, it's underneath, and it has made them maybe more useful. So there we are. So I'm going to now convert the other one, and hopefully at the end I can show you both of them going around those points without fusing. So here we are with the second lot of wagons, and I suspect I am going to have to help the other 8 get around this bend, because it is rather hard for it. I believe this bend does actually sort of drop away and then goes up, so because there's only one prop in the middle. So I will help it, but we'll just see if these ones that always fused it now fuse it. Hopefully we'll be fine. We'll see how we get on. Yes, we are sticking, so I shall just give it a little nudge, look, just to help it a bit. Now, before I did these modifications, this would have definitely fused going over this point this slow. It absolutely would have done. So we'll see how we go. I'll run it around flat out at 15 miles an hour in a minute. We'll just pass this point. Right, I'll start it up and get it going a bit quicker. Flat out at 15 miles an hour. And as you can't actually see it, but going up the other end, it's having no problem at all pulling it round. So we'll see how we do down this end. After I'd done my alterations, I did also oil all the pivots and all the axles, just to give it as free a pull as it. Down the straights it's really easy, round the bends it does still tighten up a bit, but to be honest it's nearly 100% better than it was, because it would always derail or whatever. And now they do seem to be able to at least run round on this third radius. Yeah, it's still sticky, it's still a bit heavy for it. But after all, it's only a very little engine, isn't it? I think it does really well for the size of the engine. It's pretty good. It will pull all the Freightliner heavy haul wagons around, so just shows you the pressure that is on these ones. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to join it up to the other 3 wagons, and we'll get the 68 to pull it around, and we'll see how we go. Okay. So as you can see, it's running quite well. I've done it on the outside because there were more points for it to negotiate. And this really did always give me quite a bit of trouble. So if we can negotiate this, I should be really happy. So we now have the whole 6 cars all running around, touch wood, hopefully quite well. And I'm delighted. What I will say is that if you've got any of these and you do have troubles, obviously if you've got a big layout, like maybe New Junction or any of those, it's not a problem. It will go round as it is standard. But I have really had troubles with these, and almost to the extent of wishing I'd bought the Hornby ones instead, although these are obviously more detailed. So I would say if you're contemplating doing this, be very, very careful. be careful when you're cutting away the plastic and everything like that, and you do really need a very small screwdriver, and one of these wagons I couldn't actually undo the screws, they were too tight, so I had to sort of take the wheels out and then do it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I am really delighted that I've got this to work quite well. So I hope this helps if you've got my problem. Hopefully you will be more sensible than me and not buy these on a very small layout. Cheers anyway. Thank you everybody. Goodbye.